Welcome back to Smart Mouth Beauty. I'm Heather. This is my sister Holly. And today, oh my God, so excited. We have a collab video tag with
Gina.
Miss Gina Creone. If you are not watching her, you're in big trouble because we love her. Love her. I am convinced we would be friends.
Oh, for sure. If she lived next door, like we would be
hang
friends.
out. No, I want to go to coffee with her. Like I want to ride around in her car. In the car, specifically.
She does like videos at home, but then she also does like chit chats in her car.
Yeah.
Which like real life chit chats,
yeah,
which I can relate to. I think she just turned 40 last year. So we kind of got with her about doing an over 40 tag, which interestingly enough, all three of us are in different phases of our 40s. Does that make sense? She's just now coming in. I'm kind of in the halfway and you're on the upper side.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you for that.
Well, it gives all of our perspective.
I'm sure it does.
Okay, but so we're going to link her channel and link her video below. So after you laugh about our over 40 tag, you can go and laugh about her over 40 tag. Although some of it isn't going to be very funny.
And so not only did we collaborate with Gina on this tag, but we invented the tag, right?
Yes!
I cannot take credit for this.
Well,
you and Gina emailed back and forth and you all created
I threw it out at her and she was like, oh yes. And, you know, she was so excited, and then we kind of hashed about a couple of different categories, and then we started locking it down, and really we have 3 categories, and I've printed it out. I'm hoping she printed it out and she's doing the same thing, and we will list this these categories below in the questions. But let's do it. Let's get to it.
Okay, so we're both going to answer these questions.
Yes.
To be clear. Okay.
Yes.
All right, this video, or this tag rather, is called the Hello 40 What's New? Oh, because things are new. Oh, because things change. Oh, how they change. Okay.
Okay, let's talk about it.
In fact, category 1 is called Changes Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Changes everywhere. Question number 1. What changes did you see to the skin on your face in your 40s?
You know, it was now you dealt with this a lot earlier than I did, but for me it was the hyperpigmentation. Sunspots, liver spots, age spots, whatever kind of spot you want to name it or call it. I have had a spot, a galaxy. Like there's a Milky Way.
It's like the solar system, like on your face.
Spots
no, I know.
On one side of my face. So I have to like try to neutralize those. I have to color correct so that my blush looks even on both sides. So that was, I think, the main thing that happened to me.
I have had the hyperpigmentation, especially this here, which obviously it's covered up heavily with makeup, but like that thumbprint hyperpigmentation. I know that I've had it since 2006. So actually before I was in my 40s, because I tried to get it removed or lessened right before Aaron and I went on our cruise, and that was in May of 06. So anyway, that sucker had been hanging around. But I think the major, besides that, differences I've seen in my skin is like excessive dryness, like oh holy crap, Sahara Desert.
Yeah. I see cactuses on your face.
I mean, look at the peeling right here.
Well, that's because you're doing some, well, that is a little dry peely.
Right. So dry skin. Okay. Question number 2. What changes did you see to the skin on your body?
Yes. So this might be a little embarrassing, or I don't know, whatever. But
we have not shared our answers.
We have not.
So, you know.
We have not. I have been developing some skin tags.
Yes, I thought only fat girls got that.
I don't know. I think it's a friction area, but it also could be aged skin. I have one sort of in my armpit.
Yes.
What? Oh my God.
Bad. Like it hurts bad.
And it's like I have to concentrate to like shave around it. And then I have one on the back of my neck. I mean, I don't know. And it's like I have this weird one kind of under my boob that's popped.
Is it where your bra is rubbing and like sweaty?
Yes. So that has happened. I want to call them barnacles.
Okay. Whatever you want to call them, they are not sexy.
They're not sexy, but they have happened.
They are not sexy.
They have happened.
I have noticed a lot more spots. I mean, yeah, like skin tags, right. But like on my arms.
Oh yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Like liver spots, hyperpigmentation.
Right. Luckily, I can't see if I have any of those, so we'll just, that's that. You need a tattoo. Cover that right up.
So I think spots, lumps, weird stuff. I am so hot in the dark though. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. What changes did you see to your hair after turning 40?
Definitely thinning. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a natural recession. Men and women get that. It's natural that some of your hair follicles just give up. They're like, you're 40, we've given up, the gig's up. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm. I definitely have hair loss and lots and lots and lots and lots of gray. But I started going gray when I was 25.
Right,
so
that's different. You've always kind of dealt with that. Right. I'm just now dealing with some gray.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And my hair's been dry, but everything dries out. So you ladies who are in your 30s, your 20s, your 30s, if you happen to be watching this old lady tag, enjoy your silky smooth skin, you young bitches. Okay, number 4 under category 1, changes everywhere. What changes did you see to your body overall?
Yes, I am hurting. I was just sharing with you earlier, you know, and it's part of it's my job, but I am creaky or poppy or crunchy. Like when I like
snap crackle,
it is
snap,
like
crackle,
snap
poppy.
Seriously, like even just kind of like adjusting my shoulders down, this sound that I'm hearing, the crunchy sound that I'm hearing from my joints is so loud in my own head. I don't know if like you could hear it across the room or through the camera, but it is loud to me. And part of it is my job, and part of it is my extracurricular activity of dancing. But I am creaky, and I think that that's premature for me. I think that that's premature. I think because I abuse my body in a physical way at work and in a physical way in my extracurricular activity life, I think my body is probably in its 50s joint-wise. Like I think I'm ahead joint-wise.
It could be.
And I'm achy and creaky. There's noises, and I have to like stretch before I get up. I have to like rotate my ankles and like flex.
Stay lubed, like the Tin Man. You need like an oil can.
Oh, I'm lubed, but I'm achy and poppy and creaky, cracky, like the 7 Dwarfs over here.
Okay.
What about you?
Changes that I see to my body overall from my 30s in my 40s, just a lot more tired. It takes a lot more effort to do things, I think, and my stamina isn't where it needs to be. Exercise definitely helps, and I've been doing a lot of like water aerobics, which really helped me a great deal. But sleep becomes very precious, I think.
Yeah.
And good quality sleep becomes precious, I think, starting in your 40s, and you just don't quite have the energy and the stamina that you once had. So why is this tag becoming really depressing? Okay. Category 2. I woke up like this, which I can assure you I did not. Okay. Number 1, what products have you found for your anti-aging process?
Okay, my favorite product, I believe, and I don't know if it's working, I hope it's working, but I think it's working, is the hyaluronic acid. Any kind of topical hyaluronic acid, I believe wholeheartedly that it's helping me. So I'm gonna keep on using it, and there's a ton of products out there. I don't have to go through all of them, but there are a ton of products out there that have hyaluronic acid in it, and I feel like that was one of my discoveries in kind of reading about it, because you know I'm a product ingredient whore, and I love reading about it, and that product fascinated me. So I think that was one of my anti-aging products.
I really like the hyaluronic acid and the ceramides, like in CeraVe.
Yes.
I mean, I am like a CeraVe.
Yes.
Like, we're in a monogamous relationship for a while.
Yes.
And I really appreciate that. I'm struggling, I'm pausing because I want to answer the next question.
Right.
As part of that. The second question, and I woke up like this, is what treatments have you done for your anti-aging process?
These treatments, you know, could be anywhere from laser, where I know you had done laser for your hyperpigmentation, or this is Botox, or some kind of more medical type of treatment. And of course, I'm a huge fan of Botox. I love injectables. We have videos about injectables. I love my Botox. It just makes me feel awake to have Botox, and I feel like I'm projecting a visual awakeness, because my job is in front of the mirror. My whole life is in front of the mirror. Have you ever noticed that? I get ready every morning in front of the mirror. I'm 8 hours at the hair salon. I'm standing in front of a mirror. I go to dance class for an hour and a half, three times a week. Guess what? It's in front of the damn mirror. I come home, I take my makeup off, and that's in front of it. I am constantly in front of a mirror. And so when my face appears unauthentically tired, I feel like,
or angry.
Or angry, what is that projecting?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that.
Right.
So
for yourself. Like, you don't want to see it on yourself.
Right. And I don't want to have to defend myself, because if somebody's like, what's wrong?
Right. Or do you not feel well? Are you tired?
Nothing,
and
no.
You're like, no, it's just on my face.
And all of a sudden you're defensive. And I hate feeling defensive or having to defend myself about the way I look.
Okay. Well, treatments for anti-aging, I've been doing the tretinoin.
Yes.
The 0.1%.
You've been great with that.
Tretinoin. I have been great with that, with this. Since January. I think what this has helped with the most is rough patches on my skin.
Yes.
I think it's really, I haven't noticed it helping with hyperpigmentation, but it's really helped with, if you have a dry patch or texture, I think it's really helped with texture a lot.
There is a chemical exfoliant and a physical exfoliant. This is a chemical exfoliant, and it's supposed to turn over your cells, like slough off all that dead skin, which tends to build up as we age. But this is helping with texture and rough spots, dry spots.
It has, but it hasn't done jack beans for my hyperpigmentation. It's very stubborn.
Really? Do you have a before and after photo of that? Because I think it might have.
Yeah, I have makeup on. Okay. But, you know, I'm obsessed with Dr. Dre. I know, she's my girl crush hard. Okay. I started using, about 3 weeks ago, a 2% hydroquinone.
To help lighten.
Pigmentation. The pigmentation. And to be honest, I haven't really seen any difference yet. But this is the Admire My Skin Ultra Potent Brightening Serum, 2% hydroquinone. Diminished dark spots and uneven skin tone.
Great.
And you can put this on in the morning and in the afternoon. I will link, she's got videos about this. I'm not going to go into how to use it, but I will tell you that when you're using these, you have to use sunscreen.
Oh yeah.
Because there's no point in doing it.
Right.
You're completely defeating the purpose if you don't use any kind of...
This is a long-term battle. Like, you can't just pop these on. I mean, the sunspot didn't happen overnight. The aging didn't happen overnight. So you have to give these a fair shot.
Right. And Dr. Dre says if you stop using this, they'll come back.
Yeah.
So
you got to beat it down.
You got to beat that down. You got to beat it down. I think I'm to the point now where I'm almost accepting of this dark spot. Where I am now is if that dark spot never goes away and never gets better, I'm okay with that, because it used to really upset me. But if I can prevent more from happening.
Yes.
I'm to that point now where I'm accepting where we are. You know, the damage is done. I'm trying to prevent future damage.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes. Which is our next question.
Number 4, in category 2, I woke up like this. Most expensive treatment.
Number 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Number 3. What future treatments will you do for anti-aging?
So talking about preventative or future things, like I believe in going down fighting. I don't mind getting older or looking older or being older, but I am in the beauty industry where I feel like there are products out there to assist us, to help us go forward the best way we can. And that could be different for everybody. For me, I want to do things now to prevent crap happening in the future. And like you said, you want to go forward more with your hand on that brake pedal. And whatever it is that we can start now. You know, again, we've always talked about in some of our sunscreen videos that we were raised in the 80s where we just went outside, we were out in our bathing suits, no sunscreen, probably baby oil, and I don't even know, it was awful. But we cannot go back and fix that. So for the future, I am always open to anti-aging products, and I would do a lot. I mean, I'm looking forward to doing a lot of stuff. I'd love to do more laser stuff. I'd love to do more microdermabrasions. I would love to do more Botox, more injectables. I'm always into that. Of course, it takes money, but
see, and I think I'm more conservative than that. I think if I was going to do, it says, what future treatments will you do for anti-aging? I would definitely do Botox for my 11s. I don't have the money to do that right now, but if I were going to pick something to do, I would do Botox. Yeah, definitely.
I really love the idea of Botox.
I think what I'm trying to see if these other questions, if I should hold my little story for no, I'm going to talk about it now. Like, so we were watching TV last night, flipping through. We've got the Roku. Okay, we were flipping through. Anyway, doesn't matter. I think why I'm more conservative about future treatments is that there are definitely extremes to
anything.
Anything. Well, right, but I mean specifically like treatments for your skin. And what's her name? Joan Richards. What's her name?
No.
Rivers. I used to work with a woman.
Joan Rivers.
Yes. She definitely was an extremist when it came to procedures, surgery, in any kind of thing to her face. Obviously, that's one extreme. And I think for her, like when you would see pictures of her or see her on TV, I think it was very obvious that she had work done. Well, we were watching TV last night, and it was like one of those TV shows where you're house hunting kind of thing, but it was in Great Britain. Anyway, this woman who was looking for a home, she was beautiful, and I would venture to say she was in her late 60s maybe, and I could tell that she hadn't had a lot of work done, if any, really. Because it didn't appear on TV that she had any work done. It didn't look like she was heavily Botox. It didn't look like she had fillers. It didn't look like she had a facelift or anything like that. I think she was probably just naturally really beautiful, but you could tell she had really taken care of her skin. Her makeup was really beautiful. It was very age appropriate, and there was just something about her that it was, and I even told Special, because we were watching it together, I said, see, I want to look like that.
Right.
I want to look like that. I think, I mean, obviously the show wasn't about that, but if I had to guess, she takes really good care of her skin.
Right. And that's external and internal.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. She just had a beautiful way about herself. And even though she had wrinkles and she looked her age, which there's nothing wrong with looking your age.
Right.
I have an entire board on Pinterest of older women.
Yes.
And like their beautiful gray hair,
yes,
and their skin and their makeup and their fashion and everything.
Confidence though too.
It is. You know? But I don't know, she just looked really beautiful. And I would hope to still look like that 20 years from now, 25 years from now. I want someone to see me and say, oh, she looks beautiful. Yeah. Like, I don't want someone to look at me and say, oh, she's had work.
Right. Well, I don't want that. I mean,
well, but that's the extreme.
Yeah,
that's the extreme. That's the difference between you and I. I want to be more conservative with it, and I want to be more naturally beautiful.
I'd be like, oh, girl, she's had some good ass work done.
But what I mean, but some of them haven't had good ass work done.
I want to have good ass work done.
Okay, what's the most expensive treatment or product that you have tried for stopping the aging process?
Okay, two things come to mind. My first thing that it is a lot of money is that lash serum.
Yeah.
It's that Rodan & Fields. We have videos on it. I'm not going to go into it, but it is expensive, but I love it. I love it. I try to wean myself off of it, and for some reason, I just feel like for me, my eyelashes need to be like this.
Go big or go home,
makes me feel good about myself. If at any time I just need to, there is no secret that I don't like to leave the house without makeup on, and that's what it is. Partly because of my eyebrows. I don't want my eyebrows to look like this, but it is out of necessity, and it's actually a negative thing that my eyebrows look like this because I had to have some basal cell carcinoma removed. But if I were to leave the house with my minimal makeup days, I have to have my eyebrows, or there's I don't have an eyebrow, but I do have to have mascara because I feel like eyelashes are very youthful looking. When you see a little girl with the long black eyelashes, you're like, oh, she's so youthful looking. So for me, the $150 Rodan & Fields Lash Boost is like a splurge to me. My other most expensive beauty treatment would be probably fillers. You know, a syringe of Juvederm or Restylane or something like that is $800 to $1,000. And that's hard for me. It probably is hard for a lot of people, but it's a once a year kind of thing. So I definitely feel like I deserve to invest in myself so that I feel good. Again, we've already talked about my whole life is in front of that damn mirror. And if I look up and I don't feel good about what I see about myself, then that's gonna portray. I'm feeling like that would portray. And again, it's part of my responsibility being in the beauty industry. I've got to test out some stuff. You know, we're always talking about testing out stuff. I have to do it for all my clients that are sitting in my chair. They want to know, well, what have I done? And how much was it, and was it worth it? They like to know all that nitty gritty. And so I do feel like it is my responsibility to throw some money at the problem. So I have.
My most expensive treatment or product I've used to try to stop the aging process, I have a hard time saying that, is having my hair colored. Okay.
It's a big commitment. It is a big commitment.
It is a commitment. I'm going to preface this. If you didn't do my hair, I would have gray hair. I could never afford the upkeep that it takes to cover the amount of gray that I have. I could never afford that on my own. And
that's probably why, you know, my whole big thought is to go blonder so that you can go longer. So the reason I keep edging you blonder and blonder and blonder is because by the time you're 50, you're probably just going to let it go. I don't know. You might be a pretty silver-headed young woman. There's going to be a time where you come to me and you're going to say,
I can't take it anymore.
I'm tired. And I'm going to be like,
you're going to come to me and say, I'm tired.
I'll be like, I'm crunchy. Okay, but no,
it's a huge benefit to have a sister who does hair and does it well.
Yeah, that's hard. It can be very expensive.
Category number 3, attitude adjustment. Okay, number 1.
Have you had an attitude adjustment since you've been 40? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you feel about getting older overall? Do you hide it or embrace it? I embrace it.
Looks wise, I have my hand on the brake pedal. But mentally wise, I embrace it. Can I split that up like that?
Yeah.
I still want to have my hand on the brake pedal, but I love where I am mentally in my 40s. I wouldn't go back mentally to my 30s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Question number 2. What are or were your expectations of getting older?
I loved the idea of getting older for my brain. I know that sounds so weird, but I love having life experience. I think life experience makes me happier of course, if we've learned from our life experiences.
I wouldn't go back to being 22 years old for no amount of money.
I love being in my 40s because I've had life experiences. And those life experiences are there to teach us on how to handle stuff from now on. Does that make sense? So I think my expectations of getting older are right on par in regard to where I am mentally. Where I am physically, I guess I didn't expect to hurt so much, but that is more of a career choice in my book. So I don't know.
I think I'm on target with what my expectations were of getting older. I think I surprised myself that, I don't mean this to sound like conceited, I really don't, but I expect, when you're young, when you're like in 7th grade and somebody says, like you find out your teacher's 47, you're like, you're 47! Oh my God! I think I look pretty good for 47.
Yes.
I look better than I thought I was going to look at 47, okay?
Okay, good.
Well, I'm just saying.
Good.
People don't believe that I'm 47.
But isn't that, okay, well let's talk about that, because I also get comments about, oh, I didn't believe you're such and such. Part of that's looks.
Right.
But part of it's confidence. Part of it is the way you carry yourself. How do you feel like you are?
It depends on the day.
That's true. That's true. If I'm cracky and popping and crunchy, I feel 56. But a lot of times I'm just kind of like, I'll be getting dressed and, I've got my Hello Kitty phone case. I feel like I'm in I should be 27. Like sometimes internally I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just 27. And then the reality of that I'm going to be 44 in a few months, it's like, but I think it's also exuding that playfulness and that silliness, and that part keeps you youthful.
I think it also has a lot to do with neither of us have children.
Yes, because when we do look at what was our mom doing at this age,
she was haggard and tired.
She was tired. I think children I think children probably age you. I'm assuming, I don't have kids, so I don't know, but I would think that, but see, isn't that funny? Because I think I hear some clients say that their kids keep them young. And they're seeing the world through a child's eyes, and they're seeing the world through, them discovering the world.
Right, but I guarantee they're not getting a solid 9 every night.
At the end of the day, they're tired, and it's stressful, I'm sure.
So, number 3, attitude adjustment. How has your outlook on life changed since being 40?
I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm laid back, and sometimes I think I'm hyper-focused. I definitely have lowered my expectations of I don't really think I've ever had expectations of what other people think of me, but my outlook is almost I don't care about your circus and your monkeys over there, and I have been able to disconnect from your circus and your monkeys over there, and I sort of just live in my own little box.
No kidding.
Which is very good to an extent, where I can keep on my path and I don't let outside sources throw me off of my path. So I feel stronger. My outlook is stronger.
How has your outlook on life changed? I look forward to getting older, honestly. I really do. I want to retire like there's nobody's business.
What would you do?
I don't know, travel.
Yeah.
Travel, take classes, do things that you can't do when you're strapped down with a job.
That's depressing.
So I look forward to that. And I hear people say, you know, oh, I'm going to retire. I'm like, oh my God, you're so lucky.
Yeah.
When I don't know. I think that's what's changed. My attitude has changed about getting older is that I don't look at it as something to fear.
Right.
I don't fear it.
Oh, right. I don't think I've ever feared it. Even in my 20s getting to my 40s and 40s getting to my 60s, I don't fear it. I hope I'm healthy. So there's like that little bit of a healthy fear of doing what I can to be healthy so that my journey is easier. Mm-hmm. But I don't fear it, that's for sure.
What would you have done differently in your 20s to prepare for your 40s?
Sunscreen! Sunscreen!
Honestly, I had absolutely no idea that if the sun's not shining, but it's daytime,
oh yeah,
you're getting sun damage, period. Yeah. No one ever said that to me.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
No one ever actually articulated the information of the tanner, is that the tanner? The more tan? The tanner you are, the more wrinkles you'll get later.
Right.
I thought tanning was a goal. Like,
right.
I needed to be tan. We felt a little peer pressure to be tan because especially like in high school, the status of, at least I'll speak for me, the status of what happened to me in high school is if you could come back from spring break, mm-hmm. tan
or summer vacation,
or
right.
summer vacation, your family had the money.
Tan.
Your family had the money to be able to afford to go to Florida or
right.
go somewhere. We never really did, and so we would try to fudge it and go to the tanning bed to get a fast tan so that we could keep up with the Joneses per se.
But you know what? At the time, we looked good.
I was gorgeous.
We had no idea.
Long blonde hair,
the
super tan skin.
We had no idea the damage that has been done.
If somebody would have articulated to us, the tanner you are when you're young, the wrinklier you are when you'll
be when you're
right.
older.
I wish somebody had spelled that out.
I'm not sure that would have made a difference. I don't know. I don't know if it would have stopped me.
I don't know. You're right. I don't know.
So I'm the same way. I'm definitely the same way with that. And last but not least, category number 3, attitude adjustment. Question number 5, will you ever lie about your age? I will tell you that I have literally never lied about my age to anyone. In fact, I'm one who brags about her age. I'm more of a bragger about my age. True story. Do you lie about your age?
I have.
In what circumstances?
When it's not necessary. When it absolutely doesn't matter. Don't ask me my age. If some little snotty-nosed teenage boy, makes a comment or asks me about my age, it's not relevant. So I'll say 32, and he's like, oh, okay. They don't know.
Well, because they're stupid.
Because they're stupid, and it's not relevant. So when it's not relevant, if it's some stranger or some passerby that were just brief conversation, who cares? Lie.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care enough to lie.
I think it's hysterical to get away with lying.
Oh,
Didn't you remember that story around Derby time? You said that you would run into those 3 young drunk guys from England, mm-hmm. and they were like, oh, hey, baby, mm-hmm. don't you want to marry me and go back to England? Mm-hmm. And you were like, I'm old enough to be your mother. Mm-hmm. But you could have lied and been like, oh, I'm just a couple of years older than you, so I don't think it would work, and just be that playful flirting.
I just don't care. Like, I don't even care enough. I just don't care. I'll tell anyone how old I am.
Oh.
In fact, at work, one time, this was a couple years ago, a man that I worked with, he didn't believe me. Like, we got into an argument until I got out my driver's license and showed it to him. We were in an argument over it.
Did you say, why would I lie about my age? Because if you were going to lie about it, you would have said 32, not 40
I don't lie about my age, and I never fake it. You heard it here first.
That's a whole other question.
Okay. Look, I hope that you enjoyed this tag. Please go over and watch Gina's, she's going to do this tag as well. And don't forget to subscribe to her channel. If you do YouTube videos, consider yourself tagged, especially if you're over 40. This could even be converted to 30. Like if you're in your 30s, just change it. We're going to put the questions down below. And if you don't do videos, but you want to answer some of the questions, comment down below and leave us your answers. And because we would like to know what you think about being over 40. I'll tell you right now that my butt's killing me sitting in this hard wooden chair. My over 40 butt is killing me right now. So we're going to have to wrap this up.
Do you want a cushion?
No, because then I'll be way up too high. My boobs will be in your face. If you like these kind of videos, don't forget to give them a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video as well as Gina's video. And we will see you next time. Thank you, Gina, for playing with us. It was fun. Bye. Bye.
Gina.
I want to go and get a coffee with her and drive around and talk.
About your attitude adjustment?
Anything. We'll talk about it. Whatever. I mean, don't you want to be her friend?
Yes, we are her friend.
I mean, like in real life friend.
We are real life friends.
No, I mean like come over and let's hang out.
Well, she can come over.
Okay.
She has an invitation to come over, and I'll make coffee, and we'll drink bourbon. Do you think she drinks bourbon?
I don't know.
Okay.
What does DYC stand for? Is that like OPP?
Dipioca.
Oh. Paul finds this as funny as we find out.
Oh, he does. I guarantee
you.
He finds us funny. He finds you funny.
I can only eat them in even numbers.
I believe you.
Why did I put those in my mouth right before I had
I have no idea.
Okay.
Do you want to spit them out?
No, I'm good.
Crunch them up.
I'm going to put them in the hole back there.
You're going to be the talker, though.
No, I know. I'm good. I think I'm more conservative because
his battery light is
the battery where?
The battery light.
Oh, it is. Should we tell him?
Yeah.
Because I have a lot more to say. We're only halfway through.
Hey, honey. Yeah. The battery light's flashing.